That's cool.
I nerded out for a moment.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
let's
rare
see.
one. Rare is
Yeah, I think we should be sounding relatively okay. What's good there? How's it going? We got a game. It's Moths versus Lucky Cat.
Oh
Obviously,
wait, are we
Egg is
live?
here. Yeah, we're live now.
Oh, okay. Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
We got
Yay! I was nerding out for a second.
that's okay. You're allowed to do that. Uh
Yay.
do you see the FACEIT stats, by the way? With how frequently some maps are played?
No, I haven't.
And it's like
5 million.
5 million Kings Rows.
Ah, yes, my favorite.
It's actually 5 million Kings Rows. Here we go.
Oh my
Maps.
god.
Kings Row 23%. Runasapi 20%. Oasis 19%. The next one played Surabasa at 8%. 8. Ah.
Why is Oasis so heavily played?
It's a pretty good map.
I mean, I've personally, I fuck heavier.
Right, we got these bands.
Okay.
I didn't see them.
I'm saying I fuck far heavier with whatchamacallit, Busan than I do Oasis. I just prefer it.
I don't like Busan. The silence are too long. I get shot. I get sad.
Shoot them back.
I play Tracer. I need to get close to shoot them.
Then play not Tracer. Play Genji.
Hello, boss. Thought you'd be hopping on like 30 minutes. You're lucky. I'm on Lucky Cat. Yeah, but they went and rescheduled their game to half an hour later just to make my life uncomfortable. Yeah, I play Genji, but then I'm like tickling them with my shurikens.
Normally, it's my job to make you uncomfortable, Spec. So I'm glad that someone else can do it for me.
Thank you very much for that, Exillerona.
You are very welcome, Spectron Isaac Bailey Spectron.
That is crazy of you. That is crazy of you.
Is that not your full legal government name?
It's most of it, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Anyway,
I feel like because they need to make it so you can easily see like hero bans and stuff like this.
This doesn't say what's been banned.
Yeah, exactly. I'm pretty sure, by the way, they have to go through the entire ban process and then they re-ban after every map. By the way.
Yeah, wait, hang on. Yeah, do they ban before the match even happens?
I think they have to ban before the match happens, and then they need to ban again once they get in, because FACEIT announced that we were having... I swear they said it somewhere. They changed the rules, though, like a couple of days ago, so that you... Yeah, losers pick. Choose the next map of losing a point.
Okay, so literally only the first map matters, and they then just have to click random buttons for the other two maps. Okay, well that's spectacular.
Yeah.
Do we know anything? Obviously, we know Lucky Cat. I don't think I know anyone from Moths.
I know a couple of them, but not really in detail. I just know I haven't heard fantastic things. I've heard some, like, I know Jazzy plays main support. I've heard some other players, maybe say they're not fantastic at the game, but like they'll probably. I reckon it's gonna be a relatively good matchup. I think these matches will be a lot closer. Yeah, definitely losers pick. I think Lucky Cat are going to play much more interesting Overwatch, definitely, because the Symmetra Diva Zarya style is cooked as all hell. That shit is so fun.
Sorry, I zoned out.
Thanks for that, man. That's why I bring you on.
You're welcome.
I don't know if you watched any of the co-streams I did for Lucky Cat on the ODMCS qualifiers, but they just played Symmetra Zarya. And
I mean, that's a fucking top 10 comp of all time.
Yeah, or Symmetra Diva, and they just spammed TP bombs.
Mm-hmm.
Which is
that is amazing.
You simply can't read a TP bomb because you forget people can do that, and then they just get like exploded all over.
That is true.
Yeah.
I mean, that's an interesting way of wording it, but I understand the sentiment.
Well, yeah, just so you understand.
Yeah, I feel like Grimlock's familiar. I don't know why, but it just.
It's a name from Sword Art Online. So if you've seen that, or Sword Art Online Abridged.
I mean, I'm not a weeb, but fair enough. And then Rare One. Now, what I
wait, I just want to show you. I just want to show you this game real quick that I want to do tomorrow.
Tell us.
We've got Light Void, Taranti, Cheeseburger. Oh yeah.
No.
I'll be there for that.
Fucking Cheeseburger just being around makes me upset.
Dude, he's such a lovely guy. We got him to play again for NSE Newell as well.
Oh fuck yeah! But, he's a lovely guy, but like he just like
he's a top one trick.
Yeah, basically, he scares me a little.
Yeah, that's fair. You should be scared.
Under all that joy and whimsy, there just exists pain and suffering. And it's like he has to remain positive, or he has to clap, or he will snap.
I will say the good thing about this setup is that finally I have a stream setup that forces me to what's the word? Actually swap to game feed in time.
I see.
Because every time I stream before, I've cast like the first fight or the first rounds like we're just on face cam.
I see.
And,
no, go on.
Yeah, I'm just a bit daft for that, realistically.
I mean, yes, you are very daft. This isn't new. This is not new information. You're a daft bastard.
Thank you very much for that. Yeah, just
I'm here all week.
I know you are. All week. You know, while we're here.
No, I'm not.
Okay, firstly, thanks for that. While we're here, can we talk about my nice little package we got going? Because this is kind of clean, no? It's professional in that.
We want to talk about your package.
Yeah, we are talking about my package. This scene here is made by EMEA Blizzard, the absolute fucking goat.
True.
And the other one here, this one's all me. Look at my beautiful face. Look how elegant this looks.
I despise you on another level.
That's okay. That is okay.
But I know it is. I know I'm okay.
Okay, so I've got the bands. I will add them in later.
Okay.
So well, I'll probably add them in tomorrow, to be honest. But here we go. Sojourn Lucio, game 1. Lucio makes it weird, honestly. Sojourn's kind of standard. Sojourn's if you want to play double flex, or if you want to just kind of not get poked out in general. Lucio kind of bans out a lot of things while not actually hard ruining anything at all.
Yeah. I mean, like with Lucio, because on some points of a lot of teams like to run the Ana on some points of fucking Samoa, like especially not downtown, beach. Yeah, like beach people like to run the Ana, and you can run an Ana brig there because there's no Lucio to fucking walk on you.
Yeah.
So it works. There'll be a sim to TP on top of you, but who's expecting that in this cruel world?
I think people do know the kind of heat that Fairy Tail got, you know? Because Fairy Tail, of course, is going to be the one piloting the sim. We got Meta 1, who's now playing tank. He's graduated from his sim Junkrat days. Is that better? Is that worse?
I mean, it's like that fucking image of like Splinter leading all the turtles, and then like the turtles.
Yeah, like, exactly. Meta 1 introducing the cringe comps to Uni Overwatch. Now he's playing the normal stuff, while the rest of his team plays something even more cringe.
The fact that Uni Overwatch been dominated by a fucking like Doom 1 trick and then like a Soj Ash 2 trick.
He's not even an Ash 2 trick. He only plays Sojin. Have you seen Warwick when he had to play Ash was not good. They were not pretty.
That's fair.
They're still winning because they got Jane and Andreas, but
yeah, I swear Null starts like next week.
It starts this week.
Null NSC. Oh, what? For
NSC starts this week.
Ah, okay.
Which I was not prepared for, but
I'm very busy Thursday because I have my conference assessment on Friday.
It doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is NSC Null. Mess 1 banned Sim. Enemy banned Sim twice.
Yeah.
I saw there were 2 sim bans. I thought that was you and them.
And Sojourn has also been banned twice.
Yeah, but like I'm assuming that swapped over. Okay, we're going in game. We're ready to go. Here we go. Isn't it beautiful? Yo, this map looks kind of crazy, actually. And these lovely shots are captured by the GOAT, EMEA Blizzard. Make sure you hire him, because
we do love you, EMEA Blizzard.
We do.
Yes.
Even if you're kind of terrible at Overwatch. 25 deaths, ass. Listen, okay, we can see here.
Hang on, wait. So you're staring like at the respawn screen for like at least like fucking like what? That's like 4 minutes odd.
Yeah, something like that. Firstly, this is a needless violation.
4 minutes.
Dude, we got comps to talk about. We got comps to talk about here, and it's Zarya Symmetra. I don't know what to say actually. They're gonna probably TP on your head and then run you over. And normally 630 is plays to TP backline and then hard right click you, and it's really weird. But we'll see if that's something they actually go for pretty heavy here.
I mean, yeah, Moths are actually trying to play like a normal game of Overwatch. Lucky Cat have decided that they don't. Synesthesia just has to play in like fucking Narnia, or else he's just dead. if buy time for a double flank backline, they'll eventually do some favors for you. Not sure what Zoe's doing, just sort of looking at Chief like longingly and not actually deciding to kill them. And yeah, you can see like Dactus is just getting like poked the fuck out. Like
yeah,
like Dactus just can't walk. I think this point works pretty well, Lucky Cat, unless Thrower, I mean, lives up to the namesake there.
Yeah, the Lucky Cat comp is actually really good at poking as well. It's just they respond terribly to pressure. Oh. Zoe just gets obliterated. That's a great combo, but it's traded back. So I'm assuming Lucky Cat can't actually get that much going. So Moths just have to back out for now, but they've still got control of the point. They're kind of pickle chilling.
Yeah, and they're actually going to pressure it out a little bit as well. Sim is very fucking obnoxious to deal with if you're Moths, because you sort of have to... You sort of have to have someone to deal with it. They'll TP through, but you can't get the TP in time. They'll just get back to the rest of their team. And in all that time, Thrower's just taking control of the point. And yeah, like, Dactus is just getting bullied. Zoe beam blow in the fucking skybox there. Not quite going to be taken out. Eventually, something kind of had to crumble from Moths on them to make a play. I think that not only is this a good point for Lucky Cat, but I think that they are also just playing this quite well. They aren't really letting Dactus play Overwatch.
Yeah, just constant Ana CDs making it so hard to play a video game. And this Ana Zen backline is just designed to cook it, right? Dactus obviously doesn't feel like you're finding so much value. Winston's out. So I guess a little bit less vulnerable to those CDs, but still, it's going to be kind of brutal, especially on the walk-up. And something that we like to see a lot from Lucky Cat is 630 using that TP as a peel tool, right? So even if he does manage to isolate someone, they might not be isolated for long.
Yeah, but 630 has to be in, like, the perfect spot for that. You can't jump in and give someone else that. You have to be there with the TP in order to peel for them. You can always use the symbol or the nano defensively, and Dactus, again, just not being able to play the game. Synesthesia ends up taking a head off DLS. Moths actually have to put the Ray into this anyway. Don't know if that was the best idea in the world, especially because Finn just alley-ooped an anti-nade. Suddenly half that ultimate is worth absolute jack.
Yeah, you'd love to have that ult back, realistically, right? After a spot like that, and Lucky Cat coming into this with 5 ultimates, you just spent your most big one. If you get a nano boost, then maybe you can make it up somewhat, but Lucky Cat are just going to nano blade you. I guess Jazzy can land a bash, but will that be enough to actually stop Chief? I'm not sure it will.
They can nano blade you, they can grab you, they can like put a wall in front of your face. There's basically a million possibilities. There's like 1,000 ways Lucky Cat win this fight and 1,000 ways that Moths lose this one. And there it is. The blade gonna be coming in, nano as well. Sleep dart used, but not quite gonna find its mark. Moths decide to trade backlines, however, and that's basically all of the key components, the core members of Lucky Cat going down. So Moths, even despite the ult deficit, very nice heads-up play.
That's really nicely played from them, actually. Chief obviously able to get that one, but Jazzy does a great job just splitting, running away from the Ana. And if you're Chief, maybe you're wishing that you went a little bit faster, because, you know, maybe there's a chance where you kill both supports where you're able to trade out. Instead, Lucky Cat have to re-engage, but this Photon Barrier is still such a strong ultimate.
Yeah, tossing really early there. Maybe you think 630 wants to wait on that a little longer.
Oh my!
Zoe with the pulse! Oh my god, nuking the backline members of Lucky Cat. Chief can only slice and dice so much as possible. I don't think Knives beat out bombs any day of the week.
Oh, he's choking, he's choking. He probably could have killed Zenolas there, but instead will be stable by coming to last fight territory here. Trans, as well as this grab, is a great combo, but he's gonna ult just to live, and he kills himself with a right click. The Trans can't get there in time.
And this is the gameplay of all time. This is what the scene has to find. Jazzy anti-naded and is taken down, but with no Zarya to help, you know, peel off the Finn, maybe with a bubble or anything. That's just a free kill for Winston Zealand. A blade here should just be a bit of a victory dance. Synesthesia has already asserted dominance on this Genji once, and he's going to do it again. He's back in the fight. I mean, this is a little more even. That is going to end up quelling the threat.
Oh, what a TP!
Desperation TP to try and save Synesthesia. Throw it back on the Doomfist of all things, but I feel like Lucky Cat, it is inevitable that they are just going to fall here. They're putting up a damn good fight. Finn is here, retouch is possible, but you're going to have to retouch into a Nano Tracer, and I don't think that's a task that's mountable for any player, let's be honest.
Yeah, unfortunately, Meta 1 didn't spend enough time with Andreas to actually pick up that Doomfist gene there. So 1-0 there. It's made close, but Lucky Cat unfortunately not able to take it. But like I said, it's 99.99. If they like find slightly more value on the Nano Blade, if they realistically don't troll a couple of those fights, then we're looking at it going back the other way. So far this series is competitive. Of course, this is the first game of one of the first games of FACEIT, so everyone's 0-0 now. We have no idea what the power rankings are like, but we'll have to wait and see.
Apparently, Dactus isn't a tank player.
Oh, where's the information coming from?
Chat. Your chat.
Damn, I don't read that.
How I engage with your chat more.
Wait, where's Wantum? Thank you. Thank you, Wantum and Unisco. And thank you, Zero, as well, for the follow. That's kind of sick of y'all.
That's very sick.
Yeah.
Actually.
Okay.
And speaking of, Dactus is sick in the head because we have a Malga on the field in Big 2025. Stomping in, not really hitting anything, and it's going to have an early cardiac force. You're able to force members of Lucky Cat back and get some bubbles out of them. You're just going to keep running in, but remember, when one person does a stupid thing, it's done. But when everyone does it at the same time, it's strategy, and DLS definitely knew there was a strategy to be had there. Maybe the rest of Moths didn't quite catch on to it, because they're going to get initial flip of the point, but once Lucky Cat stable their Zarya, they should be fine to just reclaim it.
And Moths are instantly back on the Winston. They decided that's their tool here.
Oh my
okay,
God.
That's an awkward death. Nice dash coming through from ZLS, recognizing the synesthesia was low. Chief is going to be able to back out, and the right click won't connect. But this is going to be back and forth on the fight.
Yeah, Zoe's going to be like a constant problem for Lucky Cat. Obviously, the Brig can assist with that, but realistically, no one else from the side of Lucky Cat is going to be able to do a damn thing about that Tracer threat. So, still just sort of skirting around the point. How quickly can you, get onto the Moths backline, try and kill him? It's not going to be easy in the slightest. It's a Juno Kiri. They're pretty up there in terms of, survivability, peel ability, and yeah, Moths going to reclaim the point. But Lucky Cat do get 33% when all is said and done.
That's not too bad at all. Obviously, you like to hold it for longer, but when you are in a losing fight, able to string it out for a third of the total objective isn't so bad at all. They're going to be at ult disadvantage going into this next fight. Make no mistake. It's just about forcing a positive ult trade with this rally and maybe with this photon barrier.
Rally photon barrier, they also look out for Lucky Cat on the Moth side. Zoe has already ended this fight early in Heartbreak with that bomb.
Ooh!
Again, the dive Brig. I mean, Brig played the dive comp. Not normally like this, but, good effort, I suppose. Bubble's going to be relatively ineffectual. The Kitsune Rush from Moths was good, and they're going to go in the next fight. Kitsune Rush, Walker Ray wasn't even used. Lucky Cat having a bit of a rough time.
Nah, it's not so bad. Kitsu for rally is like an equivalent trade. I will say, when you go for like a double bash play onto someone, you best hope you've got multiple targets. Unfortunately, they don't have that, and so it doesn't go exactly as they'd intend, but this is the ult fight of both these teams.
Yeah, once more, 630 definitely a fan of using these windows, these walls early. Now it's going to be a Ray Blade combination from Lucky Cat. See if that's better than just the Ray out from Moths, and yes, it is going to be. Chief right now, just like a nice food butter through the members of Moths, and yeah, easy team kill there. Yeah, I mean, all economy-wise, the grab's going to be the X factor for Lucky Cat, but Moths still have some tools to work with.
It's the second best flex player in Uni Esports, right? Seeing it there. As Moths can't do much about it. They do have better ults in this fight technically, but this grab is probably more pivotal.
I'm interested to see how this is going to be used though, right? Because you really struggle to do anything against the Winston individually. Yep, okay, you aren't going to, I'd say solo grab the Winston, but you do have Captain Trace in it. Zoe sort of has to die there, because it does force, a primal from Dactus and ZLS going with their blade. Eventually gets the reset required to take out the duo of 630 and Synesthesia. Chief, again, still proving that they are the man to a degree, but definitely to a far lesser degree than ZLS on this day. Firmly final fight territory now.
Getting closer and closer. As you mentioned, final fight territory. The Malga has come through. Lucky Cat, at least for this point, are forced off of their standard shenanigans, go for something. Well, not all that standard, being realistic, but this closer to them. They'll have a rally that's going to be it. A Zoe Pulse here could spell the end of Lucky Cat here in map number 1.
Tossed in. Unfortunately, that's going to be going wide. Bit of a field goal there from Zoe. Rally out.
Oh, what a catch!
Yeah, going to be catching ZLS out. Done, so good work there. 81% on the point. Are any kills going to be staggered
yeah,
out?
It's a reset.
Fair enough. Toss themselves off the map. I mean, it's a reset, but it's not really a good enough reset. You're not realistically going to have your Juno back in the fight by the time the contest comes through. And now Dactis is on the Zarya. What the fuck is happening?
It's a nice matchup into the Malga, I guess, but we'll have to wait and see whether it actually matters. Touches through, of course. Would it matter?
Meta 1? That's crazy. I mean, Kitsune Rush is going to be very beneficial, somewhat counteracted by the wall from 630. It splits the point a bit awkwardly for Moths to be able to utilize that ultimate for a great deal of time. Both these Junos inching closer and closer to the orbital ray, and that's a spectacular kill onto ZLS. 5v4 situation now. Both of the raids going to be mirrored, so the brief window opportunity Moths had not going to be realized, and she ends up charging up the blade, pulling it out. Red straight headshot, not going to mean a damn thing. I mean, you're not going to be moon scorching 630 today.
Nah, so apparently Dactis rail swapped a couple days ago because they needed a tank.
As you do.
So fair enough. Maybe a point of weakness, but also, you know, if you're on your main role, then you must have some confidence in it, right? You know, the time is one thing, but if you're confident, if you can pull it off, then so be it. But Lucky Cat able to strike back here on Samoa, right? This time it was slightly less close by a couple percentage points, but we're seeing already that between Lucky Cat and Moths, it is only, I mean, a couple percentage points right there. It is separating them. And it's just about whether Lucky Cat can execute their pretty hard strategy. It's also whether Moths can catch them, of course. If you can start punishing these TPs, might end up looking a little different. But a start on the Malga here. Again, you're playing into this Finn. Anna, is it going to work out for him?
This is a bit of an inversion of how I thought it'd be. I thought Lucky Cat would do better on Beach, where they had the longer sight lines, and Moths would do better on Volcano, where they had the shorter sight lines.
Yeah.
This kind of somewhere in the middle, both teams defying expectations here. It's still realistically all to play for right now. It's a tried and tested combination to give your bubble 2 DPS. The engage comes through, TP through. Zoe is basically taking negative damage right now. Spectacular anti-nade, but a great Suzu from Rare is going to keep Moths in the fight for a little bit longer. They're just continuing to pile the pressure. Finn, Zoe traded out. Dactis taken down. You're sort of up the creek there. You can't spend too long in the fight if you're a Mao, because once your cardiac is done, you're just basically a big, burly ult battery for the enemy team.
There we go. Lovely work there again from Lucky Cat. It seems that they've cracked the code here. You know, beginning to warm up into this game, and this comp is just so weird to deal with. Moths keep on swapping between this Winston and the Malga. They don't seem to know quite what works, and so far they haven't really been able to crack the code. Obviously, where they won the most, it was on the Winston, because you can punish the backline a bit more. But will they be able to do that consistently? Because obviously on Volcano, that just wasn't an option.
Yeah, and also recall that that was on the first point against the Zen Ana backline that can do basically nothing about a Winston jumping on them. Now there's a Brig in the mix. That's going to be a bit trickier to deal with. Another good anti-through onto Jazzy. Finn actually was incredibly low for it, and yeah, great kill there onto Zoe. ZLS goes through to try and trade in the backlines, but it's not going to be worth a lot. And Dactis booped out the moment they tried to jump out. Means that's just going to be, you know, more fuel for the energy cannon of, are we going to say thrower meta? I don't even know.
I want to say Metal One. I feel like that's the brand, you know?
Yeah, I get it. I mean, and thrower, that is also the brand.
Well, he throws, but like that's not the brand. It's just a thing he does, you know?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Zoe,
Dude, that's the Finn Fun Janna. That's crazy.
You don't. I don't think Zoe is Saudi Arabian.
No, I think Zoe just doesn't know the type of bull that she's playing against.
Unfortunately, yes. Moths don't really have anything to say in this fight. You get to final fight territory. Lucky Cat is going to have a full stack of ultimates to work with. Moths going to have a couple on their side, but I'm no math guy, but generally 5 is a bigger number than 2. And before any ults are even popped, Dactis has taken out of the fight, 90% on the point, with the staggers coming through onto the Moths members, means that, I mean, they'll be lucky to get a touch, let alone win out the next fight. That's a strong grab coming
Did we just Nene grab?
Definitely living up. Yeah, in Big 2025, you somehow missed your grab. I mean, there's only 5 players in the game now instead of 6, so I guess
they don't even touch.
A little more sense to miss a grab, but also...
Damn.
Yeah, that's a you problem, man.
A Nene grab in the year of our Lord 2025. Listen, I know meta is old, but that old? I suppose we're seeing that.
Yeah.
What are we thinking then so far after seeing this played out first? I feel like it was kind of a strong start, you know, for Moths, but Lucky Cat are just kind of heating up now, and they might be able to snowball that. Oh yeah, Keanu, thanks for the follow. Get one more.
Yeah,
one more person.
I think Chief sort of carried the second round hard enough.
Yeah.
I think if Chief didn't just like pull out like the huge plays, then Lucky Cat were fucked and they would have lost that point, but they didn't. So they were able to get to the last one, and there they actually played pretty good macro. Obviously, there was some. It was more like, I wouldn't say they were doing spectacularly as opposed to capitalizing on the errors in the game of Moths, but it's not like they weren't always making those errors and, you know, not going unpunished for them. So they were able to get a handle on it, catch people out of position. I'm surprised their longevity in the fights, because the engages from Moths would be pretty good a lot of the times. You know, they would, you know, coordinate their engages, Malga slamming in alongside Reaper TP, and the ability of Lucky Cat to just survive and sustain was quite impressive.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think part of it is just because they have a lot of healing in their comp, and part of it is because they split so far. It's really hard to actually get proper target focus without, you know, just giving up all of your map control. So that's something that Moths are going to have to deal with. Map number 2 is going to be Blizzard World by the looks of things. The bans should be Symmetra and Hazard, as far as I can see. Hazard is kind of already disallowed by the Ana, right? We basically never saw Moths actually play into it. But it's nice to just get it off the card. What does Fairy Tail do now they don't have their one trick? That's the real question.
What does Fairy Tail even do? That's a spectacular question. I just want a picture of Fairy Tail with, like, what does he even do printed at the screen. I have no idea, to be honest. I mean, I say, like, Blizzard World would, like, kind of be dog shit for Sim, but every map is dog shit for Sim, realistically. That doesn't matter. Let's be honest. The cast pick, I would be impressed if the cast gets significant value here. But I guess it works to the kind of defensive style. Yes, Sim can TP into the back, but predominantly, particularly is playing this a bit more defensively. Especially if you have a Zarya, you don't really want to... You don't necessarily make aggressive plays with the Zarya. Yes, you will bubble your DPS, but that's all about, like, taking space and extending the fight for longer and longer. And a cast can help with that.
Right, Jude was asking, who are these players? Well, there's Team Moths, right? And some random bums who we don't know. I mean, who's this Finn guy? It's not even Fun J.
I actually cried when Finn dropped the Fun J branding.
He should bring it back, because that was iconic.
Yeah. It was, right? The fucking Null NSE finals would go so down. I mean, provided Oxford qualify, but...
Will they?
They should, right? I mean, this is best reserved for an episode of Unreal, or not for right now. Moths are coming out with a very aggressive dive competition, Lucio Kiriko. I think... I mean, I say Lucky Cat in theory should struggle with this. They do have some pieces to help them against that, but I think with, you know, this much dive pressure, with Lucio Kiri also joining in the affairs, I think that Finn is just sort of going to be dead off cooldown. I mean, yes, but if you end up losing your Winston every single jump, then you're not going to be able to have much of an effect after you've taken out your one target.
They were going to be a little bit worried about the Tracer staying back behind to go and punish Finn, but considering that, you know, they just see ZLS walk back main, and Finn will be able to respawn on time. So Lucky Cat get that first defense through relatively cleanly, right? You'd rather not trade out your Ana every time. If that's what you gotta do, then that's what you gotta do. Moths can take a lot of early space for free, but they have to spend heavily for it.
Yeah, but they've been able to clear the high ground. I say clear the high ground. Eventually it ends up just being Mendes dropping off the high ground. Force the members of Lucky Cat further and further back, especially Thrower with very low force out. Basically every single armor pack from Junker all at the same time. They've gained a tip on the point, despite having a very aggressive style comp. They're playing patiently and it seems to pay off. Red's able to charge up to the Red's able to charge up to the Kitsune Rush. Thrower's taken out of the game and no one on Lucky Hat is here to be able to touch the point. So good concept from Moths there. They actually played the fight slow, almost on purpose, to get to their Kitsune Rush and run it down.
But also, once they have that Kitsune Rush, there's not really much Lucky Cat can do. If Lucky Cat have like a Nano Blade, they can try and trade out, right? You've got a grab, they can restrain. But they don't have any ultimates. They're only coming up to their cycles now, and so because of that, Cat comes through from the side of Moths. Lucky Cat making a change over to the D.Va. So that's going to make navigating these high grounds a lot more easy, more simple than with the Zarya. But it does mean that they had to give up a lot of ult charge for it.
Yes, the D.Va is definitely a good pick here. So again, they're not going to continue to all in on an aggressive style. They're just going to keep enforcing this defensiveness. There's the Blade. Where's the Nano? Where's the Nano?
Finn's dead, so...
Questions of all time. I mean, Finn died, but that was way after the Blade was pulled out. I'm guessing that Finn just got jumped on the moment Chief went up into the sky and physically couldn't deliver a Nano.
I can only assume so, because they felt pretty awkward with Chief in the backline with a Blade that he wasn't doing much with. An Echo Swap will help you mark Zoe. And speaking of mark, Throw is going to be doing exactly that on the carver. They need to actually start leveraging some kill pressure at some point.
Yeah, they have to nano meta here. It's just going to force members of Moths back. ZLS actually on the Tracer this time, swapping places with Zoe. Uses a pulse bomb of their own, not quite getting the same effect as Zoe did on that last map, but beggars can't be choosers, I suppose. It's another Kitsune rush. Red charge up another one in all the engagement. How is Junker's rally? Is it going to be enough to sustain through all of the chaos? I don't believe so. Throw it out of desperation, but they did get to a D.Va bomb at the very last second.
Allowed to rematch.
Back in a mech. Chief taken down via Rare. I think that this is all over but the crying for the members of Lucky Cat.
Wait, they're getting kills?
Actually does go on. I mean, yeah, 690 goes on a flank with the high noon, but yeah, it's just better on the flank. No one can get back.
NT, but they are definitely struggling without the one trick. I mean, like, since 630 is getting work done, but Lucky Cat have only ever really been practicing, as far as I know, with the Symmetra, so now they can't play with the Sim, that, like, the pivot of this entire composition, right, what everything relies on. Then
they're just a ranked team at this point.
Yeah, they're kind of just playing random stuff and hoping it works out. They don't have the same strats that they've cooked up, and Moths are able to kind of just roll over them whenever they get decent ults.
Yeah, and now like they have like the Tracer past DPS lineup, so you don't even have like the option of whether you want to peel back or you want to join in and dive, because an Echo can do both of those, right? You can peel back if necessary, you can join in the dive too. That's your midfielder. Cass can't really do that. Cass just sits there and shoots whatever the hell is in front of them. That being said, Dactis caught out in a very odd position there. I think it was as Dactis was trying to rotate, Lucky Cat saw an opportunity to get onto the backline of Moths without the protection of that Winston.
Lovely work coming through there. Just in that mid-fight, as Moths trying to turn this corner, they're getting out-poked by the Cassidy. 630 fighting more value than Zoe. And because of that, that's a hold found. 3 minutes on that time bank, though. They've realistically got to rot all this time if they're going to at least allow a cap. Ideally, though, they want to find a stop here to put themselves in good standing to finish out on their own attacking phase.
And it's not impossible. This is a pretty tough point to attack into. Nano going through onto meta Chief could have been an idea, but you don't hate it. Moths have a very, very disciplined. They're just going to fully back out, and then they're going to come back in with their own resources. Nano onto the Winston's going to be strong in just 4-3%, and they may not even need it because 630 again isn't playing Sim, doesn't have the opportunity to just TP out, and got bamboozled and then exploded by the stickies.
Yeah, just as you mentioned, gets stickies, flattened, doesn't roll at the right time to get that mitigation, instead just goes down. 4v5, Moths are able to snowball it. A touch should be possible, but Moths still have 3, almost 5 ultimates. Lucky Cat are very much on the behind. What a stick from Chief.
Oh, okay, well that's a way to even things up, right? ZLS tries to, put on a second best player in Uni Overwatch level performance, but you just aren't him, I'm afraid, big lad. But Moths, they still have the Nano, is going to be very dangerous. Also, I hear that XXX is playing right now, which is actually my favorite song off of Damn.
It is pretty good, actually. Let's see exactly what the plan is for this fight, though, because Lucky Cat got lucky. Mechanical kills in that previous. Here, Moths still have a Nano Monkey and a Rally besides. In fact, they have almost everything bar the Pulse Bomb. Lucky Cat, they just need to kill somebody. Moths will just be able to walk in with ultimates otherwise.
Yeah, DLS doesn't really need to win this Tracer duel with Chief, just needs to keep him in check so that a miracle pick doesn't come through onto the backline. The Nano didn't go onto the Winston, it went onto the Echo? Okay, sure, I guess. I don't currently see the vision. Dactis has been forced to pop the Primal in all of the proceedings. Junker's going to be taken down. It's only Chief contesting the point. A Bob to maybe buy yourself a little bit more time. Not going to catch any members of Moths. You just need to desperately get your members back, and you're not even going to be able to touch the point. 1 minute, 1 second left here on the members of Lucky Cat. Remember, if they don't finish with any time, that 1 second makes all the difference.
It actually really could. Realistically, they would have loved to just sell the Meta 1 mech on point, right? That would have been such a huge differential for them, but instead, as you mentioned, they're going to finish with over a minute. Means an OT cap no longer on the cards for them. They've got to finish with time. With what time? They still don't really care, realistically, but with time nonetheless. I do think attacking will be a little bit easier for them. I think that on the defense, they're kind of just forced to lose whenever their opponents have ult fights. Well, the same thing is going to happen on your attack. It doesn't really matter as much, right? Because all you need to do is finish with time. Losing isn't like a setback. Losing is just you lose less time. Whereas you actually gain tangible progress, obviously, when you lose on the defense. So hopefully they can play a little bit better. Obviously, Moths will have defensive positioning, which is going to make staging these dives a hell of a lot easier. Lucky Cat, I would love to see Chief especially play just really, really hard for the angle mark. And 630 goes towards the Mei here. I'm assuming that's going to be for the ice block. Just to try and live a little bit longer, because I think your chance of finding wall value is relatively low into this D.Va comp.
And eventually just going to be over to the Cass anyway. I mean, really, Zoe is... If Zoe's on the Echo, a Mei isn't going to do you any favors whatsoever. Again, Moths playing like an actual human composition, Lucky Cat. It really is just like the lack of a sim. Everything here makes sense, and then there's just the Cat, which is just a little bit of an outlier. So you're really doing what you can with the resources that you've been given. But yeah, you get one of your strongest players off their strongest pick, and then, well, surprise, surprise, things don't go as well for you. Anti-nade through onto the back line of Lucky Cat. Only caught up Junker there, who is going to be able to reset just fine. Remember that Moths have the better positioning on that high ground. Lucky Cat is going to have a hell of a time trying to overcome that obstacle. Maybe it's going to be Zoe, the one who's caught out a little bit, but able to return to their team. Meto got very, very eager for that kill, gets punished for it, but DLS eventually. One of these teams, they're bending and bending and breaking, but it turns out it was Moths were the ones that broke first.
It's a long poke phase, I'm going to say. If both teams were just jostling for position, no one's really diving in these quote-unquote dive comps, right? But at the end of the day, it's just an overextension from ZLS. And with the numbers advantage, the Lucky Cat just press their advantage and are able to take first point. Surely a raid contest here isn't the one, but they're going to try for it.
I mean, yes, but Dactus just has to walk into a brick, and D.Va is probably one of the worst matchups into break that you could possibly have. Zoe decides that they want to turn this, you want to pop a duplicate into the mix of all things, isn't going to be able to charge it to a blade. Thrower ends up getting rid of Zayless's pulse bomb, so preventing Moths from coming back into this one. Nano onto Jazzy, zoned out here into Junk, who's rallying and is able to return to the loving arms of the rest of Lucky Cat. And yeah, good use of the... I mean, I say good use of the rally there from Junker. I'm just very interested. It's more so the eat from meta. That pulse bomb from DLS could have gone crazy.
That was such a good ult fight though for Lucky Cat, right? Like they spend like rally, they trade pulses, and in exchange you get both nano boost and duplicate out. You'll say that every damn day of the week in exchange for the 50 seconds or so that recontest actually took. Moths, I think, really slips up there. We'll see if Lucky Cat are able to begin to press that advantage yet further.
Yeah, and you can see the jostling for this high ground that Meta has been doing quite successfully. Eventually, remember, Cass is an anti-dive character, but not completely immune to the dives themselves. Jazzy's shot in the back as he takes Finn out of the equation. Now, I mean, Bro wants to try and solo kill the Ana.
It misses sleep. That's it.
I mean, sleep is missed, and you do end up gobbling up the Mega. I'm surprised. Okay, yeah, you're gonna bomb this. Get back in a mech. You're still in the back line. You've got some chaos here.
I mean, you're so deeply scaled, and engaging onto the back line is going to be really tricky because it's still this Ana Brig, right? They've got this sleep available, they've got all that survivability, so you're forced to just respect the space that Meta one's taken.
Yeah, actually not throwing the lobbies, which is very unusual for this player, but it works on occasion. Nice anti-nade there onto the cast, and nothing that Lucky Cat can do to mitigate that effect. And a rally out from Jazzy as well means that, yes, you don't have a tank to stabilize, but rallying Brig essentially serves that function for you for about 10 seconds or so. Now the rally's gone, however, Lucky Cat have the opportunity to walk in with their own, see what they can get done with it.
Yeah, see what they can. Obviously, the rally's still active. Both teams still trying to figure out a way to trade out. Zoe does flub the flash and caught out on an island. Junker's able to find that kill. I believe that's Key Dog, by the way. But can Lucky Cat chase? Can Lucky Cat engage further? Oh, a missed pulse. Could have been everything. But caps are all the same.
Yeah, and I'm surprised Touch actually came through there. It's going to force a recall and eventually a kill there onto the LF, meaning that things are likely looking from bad to worse for the Moths members. Zoe with a bit of a no-look sleep that came out from Finn Fun J there, the absolute GOAT of Ana.
Shout out Finn Fun J one time, bro, gets that reset, and they've now got plenty of time to finish, well, with time, right? Almost 4 minutes to finish the map overall is, you know, slightly less as memory serves, as what Moths had, and a little bit less time to, again, tie things out. They're going to have Nano, they're going to have Deadeye, they're going to have Nuke. They don't have fantastic Nano targets, but they still, just in terms of those raw ultimates, are stronger than their oppositions, at least for the next fight and a half, and so they are still in the lead. They should still take this next corner.
Yeah, Moths took their gamble with the anti there, overperformance for Finn, not really a target that was able to be engaged on at that time. Lycat could take their turn whenever they feel like it, and there it is, Jump's going to come through, but it's just a diva. That's not really a dive more than it is a sort of a gentle, you know, it's like a fat kid jumping into a pool. It doesn't have quite the same effect.
Not as elegant, but the job's done all the same. Chief gets staggered, throw up will not do the same as he runs back to spawn. And that's one stop coming through from Lucky Cat. A lot of their time already burnt off, and the ult cycles now from Moths are a hell of a lot more healthy. Both teams, in fact, are going to be absolutely loaded. So it sort of finds more value from these investments that's going to be winning things out rather than just who has more cash to splash.
I think that 630 in a fight like this is liable to just sort of, you know, get deleted from the lobby. Holstom came through, not going to grab anything there. Thrower ended up eating the first anti-nade that came out from Rare, and this is an opportunity for Lycat to turn the corner. So many threats that you have to deal with. Nano's here. Zoe doesn't have the blade yet. Is going to charge up to it, but isn't even going to need to invest it. You were talking about how loaded this fight might be, but very economical from both these teams thus far.
I was also speaking about who would get more value from their investments, and Moths only threw in their Nano boost. It's a small $1,000 on like a 2012 Bitcoin level of investment where they get the job done. And now, I mean, Lucky Cat can walk in. You've still only traded the ults 1-for-1. Maybe having the Nano does mean that in and of itself you have an advantage. 630 on that May to help you with those frontline fights.
Yeah, Moths actually going for a bit of a heads-up play with the rally there. Thrower counters with their own bomb. It's very, very silly, but it works out. Somehow Moths end up winning this one out. Zoe's forced to play and was able to get the work done in the backline of Lucky Cat. And all you gain in that fight with Lucky Cat is a few extra points of metering. It's not going to be good enough for how that fight began.
And remember, they still need to finish with time, and that is exactly what they're running out of. Already going to have a worse time bank than their opposition. And yes, while you still have this Nano boost online, you don't really have a way of getting the one fight you really need. We'll see if they can do it. Yo, what's up, G4? How's it going, man?
And also, if you don't finish with any time left, you can't win this map anymore for Lucky Cat, right? And then you're just going to be fighting for a draw situation, which I don't think anyone wants to see. And is Keydon taken down before the fight has even begun. Means that Finn is just a stranded little boy at the end of the day. Forced to invest the Nano onto meta. I mean, I say forced to invest the Nano onto meta, but there's 40 seconds left. I feel like there was, you know, time for like a full refight with, you know, a proper Nano.
Yeah,
timing.
they could. Now it looks like Lucky Cat can't win this map out. There's no two ways about it. Yes, Moths are also pretty skinned, but if they play an extended fight as they should, given, you know, the time, given the ult spot, they'll have another Nano boost. Lucky Cat won't be able to respond, maybe with a grab, but it would be if Thrower is able to survive that time.
Great wall.
Are you kidding, Hatch?
Yeah, spectacular. Yeah, I mean, a spectacular wall came out. It forced Actus into the corner, ended up locking them down, and those picks came out relatively late. Moths can get a retouch here, but any kind of proper refight, I think they're just going to be absolutely impossible here. There it is. Stick comes through onto Dactus before they can get there, and yeah, no touch going to be able to come through. So it's a do or die, or should I say draw or die situation.
I mean, we'll have to wait and see if the draw comes through, won't we? It's as simple as that. Because it could be that for the first game of FACEIT League, we get a 6-mapper going. I bloody well hope not. Many of us have places to be after this, but...
I mean, yeah, how many matches do we have today? I actually didn't
just
check.
The one.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's FACEIT League. Everyone's games get auto-scheduled to 7 PM today and Wednesday.
Right.
And then you can reschedule if it's convenient. So I'm assuming Lucky Cat will be rescheduling a decent amount, considering they've got Newell, the way more important tournament, on right now as well.
Yeah, Newell is a very, very much more important tournament.
Uh-huh. That's just deep. But no, they've got 1 minute and 1 second to attack. Dude, if Meta 1 was on cart, it like just died on cart rather than saving KD, then we're not at this spot. It's as simple as that. Like, that's the thing that really gets my goat, you know?
I zoned out. I didn't hear what you said,
bro. Oh, bro. Like I said, if Meta 1 just like didn't save KD and died on cart, then we're not at this point. That's what really gets my goat. Is what I said.
Gets your goat? What
yeah,
does that even
it means it makes me angry. Because if your goat was stolen, you'd also be pretty angry, wouldn't you?
Yeah, but would you rather that like your dad was a goat or be the guy on the cross next to Jesus?
What are you talking about?
You heard.
Listen, Moths are walking back on this Farah comp they were able to get the crack with before, but it didn't take them only a minute to do it in that previous. We'll see if that's going to change up as Zoe begins taking a wider angle, putting the pressure onto Junker. The boop will cause a split, and Thrower has to keep on contesting this point.
I mean, yeah, you didn't get any kills off, but you forced all the members of Lightcap back. Finn is going to have a straight up not good time here when dealing with Zoe, just raining fire down upon them. Feels like the fucking like Origins robot step all over again, but instead it's just going to be Moths winning that one out, taking it 1-1, tying the series up.
Yeah, exactly as you say, they are tied up now, and I gotta say, it's just Lucky Cat, no Symmetra. For lack of a better phrase, right? For lack of a better way of describing it. They have no sim, and so they get... exactly. That's the thought process. I think... I will wait till the lineup is finalized, everything's well sorted in, to take a look at what the next bans are going to be. Forgot to mention, but this time it was... What was it? It was Symmetra and Hazard. So now the bans are Zarya and Sojourn. So it means Meta one's going to be... Probably...
That's still a problem for Meta.
Yeah, he can still play the D.Va. It's not bad at all. Well, I'll pull up the bans just so you can see. So Zarya Sojourn.
We're not going to see. Meta's not that much of a one trick, you know.
No, he has at least one other hero, and I've seen them play D.Va on this point anyway, like unprompted, so it's not the end of the world for them. But it could well be the lead going in favor of Moths if Lucky Cat aren't able to find something going in their favor.
I remember back in the day, and by back in the day, I mean like basically this time last year, like 41, Meta pulled out like an incredible Farah, which sort of like carried Warwick for a hot minute.
Yeah, unfortunately, that would mean somebody else has to play tank. And like, I think Unisko's technically a sub on this roster. You could throw Unisko in.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, Unisko's here like lurking in chat.
Exactly.
You know, like kissing me on the mouth, that'd be preferable. But like playing in this game, that's a close second.
Tangentially related. I was talking to somebody. It might have been Horrocks, and he was saying, you know, Thrall has biggest twink in New NSC in his bio, but how has this actually been shown?
Well, we asked. Do we want like that?
A twink off
up with proof.
I'm suggesting a twink off.
So okay, who are our contenders? Obviously, there's Thrall and there's Unisko, right? Who else is like part of this twink off?
Do we need more?
I mean, hear me out, Volta. He's not really a twink, but he's a kid. And it's like tangentially related.
Pretty different. Lucky Cat have come up with an entirely new composition here. Sim Malga. It's something that actually has been played before, but we'll see if they struggle with the lack of a hard backline of Moths TP onto.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, you're gonna struggle. Individually, this was very odd when Hazard released. It seemed that Hazard would just get sort of butchered by Malga, but Hazard would just kind of show busted. That's not a problem, right? But if you can force frontline fights and force the Hazard to basically just look at the Malga the whole time, then yeah, you can burn through that block, you can force them away, you can get all that overhealth out. Lucky Cat, they're just looking very pretty right now. It's Moths on the back burner.
Okay, they've got a catch here, and Hazard, as strong as he is, isn't great into the 1v1 in the Malga. The reload is awkward, but they get the opening kill here. Normally, you'd expect the Farah to get that poke out, but over-aggression. He just flubs his lines. We're 4v4 now.
Ooh, and Rare just raining, just raining hell and fury. I mean, that's what a Moon God will do for you when you're having your own backline.
What? Bro, lock up Keydog. Lock up Keydog expedient. You barrage that? Listen, we're gonna get Matt Murray and Speed Dart. He glazes Keydog all the time, and he just went for one of the plays of all time.
I think maybe he's giving him some under the desk support, and he maybe got a little too eager.
He got too supported.
Too supportive, and then just forced Keydog
to
for some reason, like out of instinct.
Okay, so
anyway.
you're gonna not take too much damage when you fly around. But yeah, right back to just be able to spam rockets into the choke, and they're halfway to a barrage already.
Yeah, Zoe's far has been very hit.
Oh!
Chief! Oh my god, okay. Zoe looking like a real rocket queen right now. Jazzy taken out. Board spawn has just been taken very casually and nonchalantly by Dactus and ZLS in this time frame. Lucky Cat get it back, but I think you're willing to sort of give up members of your own team just to take forward spawns. That's how impactful it is.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that. You know, at the end of the day, this is a game mode that is about taking as much distance as you can, winning as many fights as you can. So you lose this fight, oh no. Moss, if that's the beat, actually.
Yeah, Zoe looked like they were in a bit of a predicament, but Jazzy did a phenomenal job of burning them out. Cage
Did we cage zero people?
From Meta. I'm gonna say
I think we caged 0 people.
But maybe that's just because I want it to be the case.
That was a 0-man cage. I've never seen one. Okay, that does mean that Mess1 now has an it means Mess1 now has an excuse after he dies to go Diva, like God intended. Because I think this Malga so far is not working. They are getting eaten alive by Zoe on the Pharaoh, who's probably at like 12k damage. In fact, half this game was checking her damage.
Yeah, someone check Zoe's DC. I mean, this not normally. The blade from Chief, there's nothing to really support it. Preferably you'd have a Ray or a Rally to help out. On the Moth side of things, they don't have a beat to deal with it, but they don't have ZLS either, because in trying to go for the Pulse Bomb, they got a little too over-eager, and 630 was able to punish them for that. But Moths, they're still burning time from the Lucky Cat members, and that's all that you have to do when you have such a commanding lead, burn time.
Indeed. But any distance that Lucky Cat can get now is going to be a huge, huge boon. Akitsu is bold.
I mean, that is not incredibly low and kind of needed support, right? Speaking of needing support, Rare needs some, divine intervention there to stop Chief from slashing at them several times with the blade, but unfortunately, you're just not going to receive it. Finally, Lucky Cat can make their mark in this matchup.
Indeed, finally getting some distance here. The cardiac was pretty appalling from Meta 1, but it shouldn't affect them too much. They still wait for the remaining members of Moths to walk in. The main issue, as I see it, is going to be this downpour, right? Into other comps, you have a lot of ways of mitigating it. A beat, for example, just bloody avoiding the thing, a shield. Malga just has to eat it, and you have no defensive tools.
I mean, yeah, what are you really expecting here? I mean, Genji's not going to get caught out by it, Juno...
Malga's the problem, bro.
Yeah, Malga is a problem. After they unearthed the tweets that Malga made in mid-2019, he's a problem. Downpour going to be coming out, and yeah, Finn just caught up there. Just dead to rights, nothing you could do about that one. But was able to pop the Ray before going down, and the members of Lucky Cat were able to capitalize off of that. I think that it's looking likely they're going to get their forward spawns, or at least a contest has come through, but it's going to be a fleeting thing with Moths. I mean, in an advantage, they're split on the members of Lucky Cat. For a disadvantage, they are split right now and need to get back together.
Oh, they're all just in this side corner. Wayfinder and 630 both taken down. Actually, somebody messaged Keydog real quick and said to take off streamer mode. It's annoying me. But no, there's going to be some extra stagger kills coming through as well here. Finn Funjay, unfortunately, is not long for this world. And Lucky Cat, honestly, taking the forward spawns, or, near enough about, it's probably enough for them, right? They've made their mark into the series. They're now close enough that this is very comebackable. Meta1's going to have a cage. You're going to catch the hazard, and then he's not allowed to play the video game anymore. That's all you have to do in this fight. Moths are going to send Jazzy into the cage to beat it, basically guaranteed. But you can maybe kill it anyway.
Yeah, that is that's the foresight that we hire you for, Spec. You've predicted the future, which is a nice thing to do on occasion. I hope you predicted things for me 3 years ago. Would have been very helpful to have you around, but oh well, we live and we learn. You have a Kitsu as well. You could even toss that into the cage if you wanted to, alongside...
that would be dumb though.
I mean, you turn it into a death trap for the Malga. If they can't cancel it quick enough to disengage...
Oh, nice.
Kitsu just invested early, and actually, yeah, no opportunity for Jazzy to beat time, so you get some good value out of that. Oh, which you didn't think would have happened.
Well, yes, because you catch Zoe, who's the most likely member to die, essentially. Zoe's only way of surviving that ultimate is just straight up duplicating. And because she doesn't have the auto line, she just straight up dies. So great work there from Lucky Cat. And now we can see a bit more of an even ult trade with less of this hard matchup once we start battling for the lead.
Yeah, and Moths actually very willing to trade positioning, but I don't like this. It means that Lucky Cat have flipped the map. He comes out, Wayfinder taken down in all of the chaos, but so is Zoe too, who seems to be getting caught out a little bit more than usual, but it doesn't really matter. Chief pulls the Blade Hammer, takes out Daxis. I'm not currently a believer, but I want to see more Chief on the kill feed, just preferably on the left side of the kill feed instead of the right side.
Yeah, he's made plenty of miracles happen himself. Daxis decides that the Has, even though being viable, is no bueno here. Swaps up to a Wrecking Ball just to put more pressure onto the backline and kind of ignore Thrower. We'll see if that works out for them. Right now, you've got a dupe and a pulse. Your dupe target is going to be almost guaranteed a Malga, but you could go for a Genji. You just want to dive. That pulse is disgusting! And Fairy Tail's going to be kicking himself after that.
Yeah, 630 hitting a bit of a self alley-oop there, going to be taken out. Zoe with the fadeaway duplica onto Meta is absolutely crazy work. And yeah, Moths there, they're still looking strong, 2 minutes left, and they're going to get that ball even further and further forward. I would have thought that, yes, you can sort of ignore the Malga to a degree on the ball, but also, like, Malga just wrecks your shit on ball. And I think on this section of the map, I'm interested to see how that goes.
Yeah, all we really can do is see, right, as we get into this more front-to-back fight, I suppose. Obviously, the D.Va comes through as a response to the balls, should make Dax's life a little bit more unfortunate. Lucky Cat walking forward right now, but already being disrupted.
Yeah, and a Ray's going to be invested from Finn. That's the cue. That's for the Lucky Cat members to walk forward.
It might have actually been a 0 damage Ray. Ray may have done 0 damage.
I mean, 630 is hitting like straight right clicks out of the Ray, but still, you know, let a man dream. 630 has TP'd into a Kitsune rush. The absolute playful on this man is crazy, and it works because they pop a rally into it and end up sniping Zoe out of the skybox as well. So, you know what? I was not familiar with your game, 630. Fair enough. You TP into that Kitsune rush, young man.
Yeah, sometimes you sort of let the sim players cook. Their brains are constructed differently to the rest of ours.
That is true.
You will never be able to see the vision, so just like wait and see what they've got before you pass judgment. Lucky Cat are in a bit of an awkward spot here. Their positioning isn't fantastic, and Moss can kind of stand anywhere with this ball comp, but at any time, a member of Moss could kind of collapse in a way that Lucky Cat just can't. So as long as Chief stays active, it's still almost 50-50 here.
Make that 60-40 now, possibly, with 630 taken down as well. I could have said make that 60-30. It wouldn't have made any sense, but it would have been hilarious, don't you know? D.Va Bomb is out from Meta. It didn't really catch anything, seeing it was more likely just to remake. That is the single most pathetic pulse bomb that I have seen in my life, Chief. I expected better from you.
10 seconds left to go. A touch is going to be borderline impossibility. Moths 5 seconds away from taking the lead back. But there's going to be a touch, right? The Symmetra TP pops, and in the last second, then, a D-Mech onto Meta one makes this hard from the get-go.
Yeah, you don't have tank presence on the point. You still have Ball, who's just slamming around, being a ruckus and a minefield for good measure as well. Turn the point into a walking death trap, and it's looking very likely that Moss, they go up 2-1 in this series, put themselves on match point.
They will. I mean, this match is back in, but the ban coming through onto the Zarya means that Lucky Cat's standard pick isn't working maybe as well as they would have liked. So now, as you mentioned, Moths up 2-1. It's a great bit of work from, of course, Lucky Cat to take map number 1. I said they've maybe been heating up into the series, but it seems pretty evident that that's not the case anymore, right? Moths have come up with some really strong targeted hero bans. And even though they are a one-trick team, unfortunately, we haven't really been able to see Lucky Cat adapt to that.
I'm interested. What is the next map? If not map, at least map type that we know we're going
to. Let's see. It's going to be... I can't remember, but we'll take a look at the FACEIT page anyway, because also I want to see the scoreboard. Right? So I think round 3... I believe Ramasu is Zoe. So 10,000 damage. The next highest damage in the server is Meta 1 on 8k. The next highest damage on her team is SLZ, which is the other DPS, who I'm forgetting now, which is 7. Especially on the Pharah early on, she was just tearing them up, man. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, Pharah was just like free as fuck there. Like, nothing was really contesting that.
And another stat which you might want to see, Finn Funjay, unfortunately, 12 deaths. Now, was tied with Rhett on the 12 as well.
That's 12 assists.
That's right, I can't read. I cannot read at all.
Put some respect on the name of Finn Fun fucking J. That's his full government title. Actually, if you find his birth certificate, it will say Finn Fun fucking J.
I see.
Yeah, Chief hit 29 elims in on Blizzard World despite losing, which is crazy work.
Chief was going off. Unfortunately, we don't have how many final blows he had, but I'm sure it's a fair few considering who else
Probably
is going to get them. 3. At least 3, I'd say, yeah.
It's a generally good estimate.
It's a strong play from everyone in the server. I don't think there's anyone who's massively underperforming right now, right?
Yeah, I'd agree with you. I think the issues that are facing are generally a bit more macro, a bit more team-wide. Of course, you can sort of say that Blizzard World is going to be a write-off because they got the sim banned, and then it's okay, they can't play the game. And on this point, I mean, it's going to be Queen and Kiriko banned. No one's playing Queen here. So that's not going to be the damn thing.
Yeah, I think I just kind of figured it out.
I think the Kiri ban does have a bit.
Red's been playing a lot of Kiriko. I'm not sure you can actually do anything as well, so we'll have to wait and see. That's all I can really say about it.
I love waiting and seeing. It's probably one of my favorite things up there.
I think.
Alongside giving you a big kiss, but we can't have everything in life.
Well, I think it's going to be probably a Juno, coming out from Moths now that Kiri is banned. Of course, Lucky Cat are on very much the back foot, but I think this is kind of their bread and butter map type. One would really have to assume. I mean, okay, Ball? They have been in the kitchen, I'll put it that way, because normally you could just play, Hazard here, right? And be pretty comfortable.
I mean, I'm surprised that, of all the tanks to pick up for a non-tank player, Ball kind of surprises me.
No, I disagree. Ball is, such a DPS character pick.
I mean, yes, but, he's so, the principles of Ball are, Ball exclusive, right? Winston Diva, even though they're very intense, there's, a little bit of that there. Ball is so unique in gameplay.
Ball is just obese Tracer, I don't know what to tell you.
I mean, he's actually trying to lose weight, so I would be a little...
Bro, he's 90% mech. All he has to do to lose weight is take... Anyway, Zoe and Ra are both dead. It's a pretty simple TP, Zarya insta background play that we haven't been able to see for a couple of maps in a row, and Moss still aren't able to react. Ra goes down to it, and realizing the main advantage of the Ana, her distance, is maybe not going to find the same success into this Symmetra Juno comp with the speed ring and the TP, meaning its kill range is essentially infinite. Goes over to the Juno, hopes that will be a little bit more survivable, and while it probably will, your Ana value of that nade, that sleep is also going to be lost out. So we'll see if Moss find any more success in this new pick as Lucky Cat start this next fight.
Very interested in the Zoe pick, going over to the Venture. I think you're just going to force these fights at close range because you know that you don't really have a choice, right? And in that case, Venture's going to be spectacular. Also can make life very difficult for Chief, and Finn can make life very difficult for CLS by just taking them out of the game with those torpedoes. 60% on the point means that, I mean, Moths have the opportunity to get ZLS back and get one proper refight. After that, they're kind of toast.
Indeed, but they go for the refight now, see if it's worth it.
Well, yeah, Zoe ends up just popping themselves onto the high ground. All the cooldowns are out, so you've basically done nothing in the fight and fed some, ult charge over to the members of Lucky Cat. Strong one there. Minefield is here from Dactis. See if you want to invest that. But maybe before ZLS is taken out, is this the time to pop it in? Dactis is going to say no. He's going to try and hold on to it for as long as humanly possible. Point barely gets touched up by the Moths members there. It's going to be taken down. I'm very surprised Dactis opted to never toss the mines into the mix. Look at the Moths ult charge. That would have easily bought time for them to get their ults up.
It would have, but also if they figure that maybe it's just not the point for them, then there's no point investing. Maybe you want a full 5-ult-v5 ult fight, and if you pop the mines and don't get anything, then you just feel like a bit of a twit. Just going for a bit of a bait on that rotate. They just sim TP as far away as possible. Set up on the high ground because you might as well. And I'm assuming they're just going to go car ice and allied. So many ultimates forced out.
Yeah, I mean, they lob in the grab. It forces both support ultimates. And Zoe still dies after the beat and through the orbital ray healing right now. Why is that? Because Finn's got their own ray. Fully charged Zarya with an orbital ray could have ended World War II. I'm telling you.
I mean, by overwhelming force, then yeah. I mean, perfect ult fight there from Lucky Cat. And it all comes down to the mistake of Moths to just overlay their support ults. If they just beat, I really wouldn't mind that. I guess the Ray helps zone them from, you know, focusing down any one member. But they just walk back in with their own Ray. And it turns out a Zarya Ray is more effective than a Ballin Ray. And the later Ray probably finds more value as long as you don't kill anyone with the first one. And so, perfect there from Lucky Cat. See if they can snowball it now.
630 was very low in the process of putting that wall down, but is able to eventually get it. I noticed that 630 likes to use these sort of before the fight, and it means that Moths, they just sort of can't really do anything. They can't really walk into the equation here. They're not going to pick a side of the wall. They're just going to, you know, ignore the point entirely. Means that there's an extra, you know, 20% or so built up to them. Daxter has been really poked out before even being able to slam. What is my wrecking ball doing, bro? What is my tracer player doing, bro? The pulse bomb came out.
Daxter has done 0 damage in this fight. Daxter might actually have done 0 damage in this fight. It's really unfortunate, man. You hate to see it. Jazzy goes down. Lucky Cat have taken the second flashpoint. They are 1 flashpoint away from forcing us to a game number 5. And good lord, that's just ridiculous.
I've never seen a sadder hamster in my life.
Am Blizzard, please unmute so you can talk us through the how you feel catching that moment.
I don't know.
Thank you, MI Blizzard. You're the code. Res of Mercy!
Oh,
I mean,
the fun just doesn't stop.
I feel like Juno's the more like appropriate character for Rare the Moon God, but no, you're gonna go to Mercy instead. Jazzy's just fucking dead because you can't.
They were +1. They just lost a fight when they were +1 because they've got Mercy. Cool.
Right. Okay. Say something clever. I'm boomed, man. You're a clever one out of us too. Say something clever, please.
Moths have almost 4 ultimates, so too do Lucky Cat. Lucky Cat's ults are going to be a little bit better, probably. As long as they, like, don't troll them. Barrage is pretty... It's a problem. Okay, that's just... that grab was hateful. That grab was motivated. They just grabbed both flyers in the sky. God. That's crazy.
That is a grab that...
Wait, how did ZLS die? Oh, was it a reset off the crit cliff? I guess.
That was a grab that engaged like the European Convention on Human Rights, bro. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Meta's committing war crimes in our lobby immediately. Daxter has, Dax has the minefield. It's a relatively quick charging ultimate. Lucky Cat still have the very high quality of ult. The orbital ray. It sort of has to be matched with the sound barrier if Moths want to live. They don't really have the option to disengage. They're at 70%. They kind of have to fight this. Unless your name is Daxter, at which point you're just going to, you know, continue to pressure out the point, which honestly wasn't the worst play you could have made in that situation.
Oh.
Daxter's first ult.
Yeah, oh, good point. Mine's finally invested. And they're coming out. They won't hit anyone. But it does make the point a little bit more awkward to stand up. Maybe that is enough value for Moths to extend play here.
And you get Finn out of the equation as well, which is a good amount of healing gone for the side of Lucky Cat. They are far more reliant on it than Moths are. Obviously, we're flaming the Mercy pick, and for good reason, but remember that Daxter doesn't need tons of support, and, I mean, you're able to res him into the fight, so yay for my fellow Mercy one-tricks in the chat, like Unisco, my favourite Mercy one-trick.
Unisco famously a Mercy one-trick. But Moths have been able to, as mentioned, to extend play. Oh, lord, don't even get me started. Lucky Cat probably sort of walk in and Ray if they find a catch. There's the Ray, and they don't catch anyone. They will be able to force the flips, and now Moths forced to get into the objective.
Yeah, Ray's in a pretty awful, sucky position right now and gets taken out for it. It's not like you really have the ability to get away when you get walked on. A TP onto the high ground is going to put Meta in a domineering position. You don't need a D.Va to deal with a threat in the sky. Could you have a Zarya instead? Why the hell not? Please solo grab the ball. It'll be so funny.
Not a solo grab, but it gets the job done all the same. No other touch is possible, and it is 3-0 there. Lucky Cat steamroll when they can play their standard composition. And now we are going to a map number 5. This game was really competitive. This game is really competitive.
Accept that Moths were trolling?
They made some choices there I personally would not have made.
What's the vision for the Mercy? It's to pocket Zoe, right? And put more value and stock into the Pharah.
I guess so, yeah.
But the problem is when you're dealing with when you were against the Hazard comp, it made sense because like they couldn't really do anything to you. And in theory, it makes sense against the Zarya because of like, well, you know, they didn't have anything that could deal with you directly. But if you're just pumping damage with Zarya, you're fine, right? So what's the issue there? Yeah, let's have a look at the stats for that matchup. If we can.
Dactyz maybe was spectating the entire time. I say that with love in my heart. Let's take a look at the stats here, as you can see, I believe, on the broadcast. If I haven't goofed, have I goofed?
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Fairy Tale and Key-Dog and Meta did not die.
8 deaths. Ooh, not what you love to see. What else have we got? We've got 4,000 damage, 3 eliminations. Only 3 people. There's only 3 deaths. That was as about as one-sided as you can really describe it as, right?
Yeah, that was a match that happened.
Yeah.
It means the next one's gonna be better, surely.
I hope so.
Right? Surely.
See what the bans are. So Symmetra's banned. Now Winston is as well. You're on Route 66, so you would like the Sim for your long rotates.
Wait, Sim's banned twice?
They were arguing about it in chat in Blizzard World. Apparently, Sim's banned twice.
Oh, in that case, I have a feeling that Lucky Cat had just fucked it.
Yeah, that's cool.
Because they can't play Sim, and we've seen that without the Sim, they are very hamstrung in what they may play.
Yeah, let's see if things are going to change for Oxford server. Thanks for the follow, by the way, Nearly on Ruler. Very cool.
Nilo and Ruler.
Yeah, I know. Collecting the British main supports.
Yes, Ruler, my favourite main support player.
Yeah, famous the main support player. Speaking of British main supports, by the way, the game we're doing on Wednesday between NMA and the Good Guys has 2 British main supports in the server, Sour and Nelio. And then I was like, who should we get for special guests? Captain Prash and Horrocks. So if you want to see the highest concentration of British main supports per capita since I don't know.
76.
Since the Southampton main support incident, then yeah, show up.
We don't even name them anymore. We know what the Southampton main support. I'm trying to remember the date. Was it like the 25th of November? I don't know why. I need to remember the date just so I can like invoke that like it's Tiananmen Square. Or something. like the Southampton main support incident.
Oh.
Like, November 2024 or something.
Lucky Cat aren't playing Sim. Oh, I need to change my sides, by the way. ZLS goes down there already. What a pick from 630.
I mean, yeah, it's a spectacular start coming out, proving that you can do it even when you are briefly on the even when you're forced off of your one trick. Moths are going to be in a very rough position now. I find the D.Va interesting because it makes more sense for the dive pressure, but you can't do anything about the Zarya, to be honest. You have to play very, very carefully, lest you just get beamed down.
The amount of Sim, like Mei value they're finding is actually so high, because Dactyz, I mean, you stand in the front line, and the Mei's just going to cook you. Also, the mental of Moths is something I'm going to be a little bit worried about here, as they haven't, like, won a fight since, like, map number 3, right?
I mean, people say it as a bit of a gimmick, but you do have 2 beam characters into, well, no longer a Genji, so let's swap off that, but yeah, 2 beam characters into a D.Va it's a meme, but also, yeah, it actually does make life really difficult. That being said, a nano definitely relieves some of that strain, means that you can actually deal with the damage that the Zarya is outputting onto you and even deal some of it back. So you're able to collapse onto Key Dog at least. So you're going to get the kill onto Finn. Yes, you are going to manage it. And a bomb not going to be necessary. Stopping him just short of first.
We'd love to see a bit of a faster reset coming through there from the side of Lucky Cat. But at the end of the day, they'll be able to reset, refight. Obviously, they're going to have ult advantage now as Zaylas has made the late swap over to the Pharah, invoking that nano boost early on. So as long as these ults don't get eaten, then they should just be able to roll through, right?
Yeah, that seems to be the idea here. Ray gonna come out early from in. Where are you, young man? What? How do you even get a kill like that from a cross-map headshot onto the fucking Pharah? Okay, well 630's a freak of nature. I didn't know that I was in the game with Backbone, but okay.
630 is that guy. That's what you need to be paying attention. Now, it was relatively expensive for them because Moths swap up everything. It's still also advantage for Lucky Cats, right? And because Dactyl's moved over to the Zarya, all they need to do is force out like one bubble, and they can probably just get a guaranteed kill onto the front line. There's no more E threat.
Yep, there's no threat of eating the Blizzard at all, so 630 is going to have a bit of a free ultimate. Same for the grab as well. A lot harder to reach, but obviously still a possibility, which no longer has to be dealt with. That being said, 630 forced into a bit of a rough position. Zoe sort of goes in a bit too deep to try and get that kill, and in the meantime, Meta invested the Graviton Surge, tries to do some parkour, but unfortunately, you are not that guy, but again, you're still able to... Are you that guy? I want to see if it's works.
Wait, that's sick. Oh. Actually, I didn't know you could do that. So Meta starts on the high ground. Exactly. He's got those secret techniques. But Lucky Cat still have the Blizzard. In fact, they still have the rally. Moths do have some ults, but they're still jammed in choke.
Yeah, and you know what the perfect thing to toss into this choke would be? A Blizzard, right? Maybe that's not going to happen because the time for it has
to just rally and keep walking.
That also works. I mean, there's 1,000 ways to chop an onion, and there's 1,000 ways to win a fight of Overwatch. And Lucky Cat, they're just showing us some techniques, some cookery right now.
Dude, what is this pace? 4.5 minutes almost to come into third point. This is really, really fast from Lucky Cat. Second point was, I mean, no distance at all, essentially. They just snowballed through it. And speaking of snowball, this Blizzard's still online in 630. Okay, we'll be forced out.
Yeah, actually not going to be taken down. A good bubble is out from Meta to keep that mate safe in the fight for a little bit longer. I feel like we keep talking about this Blizzard. Maybe it's just a threat of it, which is worse than anything. Or it's actually going to be the Blizzard itself, eventually freezing up Dactys, but trading out the ZLS is far from ideal.
Oh!
Deflected back, a return to sender moment from Chief there. Going to be putting the hurt in. Blaze pulls from Zoe in the enclosed environment to finally deal with the... Oh my...
Chief, my goat!
It's crazy.
That fight was so chaotic. There was like 7 different fights happening across the map, and all said and done, the cart's still moving in favor of Lucky Cat. And they've also got a Ray Blade combo. This hasn't been active since point number 1. It's exactly what they cracked that first hold with. Moss just could spell curtains for him.
The grab was used, but where's the follow-up from it? It's not there. That just died in the process of casting it. Ray is out, so is the Blade, and Chief is turning them all into Swiss cheese right now. What more do you want from your Genji player than that?
Well, I think before this game we were like, oh, it's probably over here for Lucky Cat. They can't play Symmetra, right? So, I mean, look how that's checked out.
Well, you know, I'm allowed to be wrong on occasion.
Yeah, but I'm allowed to laugh at you for it as well.
Well, I would really be upset if you did that.
Ha
I wouldn't invite you to my birthday party.
You're gonna invite me anyway.
And I tell you I'm new to a responsible adult.
I'm never responsible. Look, when all's said and done, though...
That's why I'd find a responsible adult to telling you to.
Oh, I see. Who are you calling then? Matthew Murray?
Maybe my mum.
She don't know me.
Yeah, but like I'll say like he's being mean to me, and then you'll get stern talking to from Jill, right?
Oh, I will care, Jill. Okay, Moths have decided that their more eclectic counter comps aren't, you know, cutting the bacon here. And so it is a switch shift over to something that's a lot more standard. The meta comp with the variations, I suppose, with the Genji or the Tracer, sorry, and the Kiriko. Normally, at this point, you kind of see Juno and Genji, of course, but it ain't there.
But Meta's playing on Lucky Cat, not Moths.
You want stuffed enough lockers in school, man.
And I was busy being... I'm not finishing that.
Oh, they try a hog hook. They try a hog hook. It don't work out, yeah. And they give it force the card.
The brain and the mouth finally kicked.
It finally engaged.
Yeah. But yeah. Okay. So we're gonna go over to the standard comp here. Again, it's not as difficult to scale on this high ground, especially because you can just climb up it force active. Again, it's always going to be an issue when you just stand in front of the Zarya and die, I guess. Not fully convinced what the plan there was from Moths.
Well, whatever. I'm assuming there was no plan. You know, teams, when they start to tilt off and stop talking, they probably swapped to the comp and then nobody went up for a shot call is what I have to assume, right? Because they did nothing and they got exploded. Lucky Cat get, you know, charging their Zarya, obviously charging their ultimates, and they reset in the exact same position they were on before.
Again, it's the basics that Lucky Cat seems to have down a little bit better. You know, bubbling cheap in, get some energy, create some space. Finally, members of Moths are going to look at contesting this high ground. Zoe from a distance on the Soldier is always going to be deadly. Definitely has a pedigree. The engagements come through. There was a speed ring out, but you went a little too deep.
It was very aggressive, and there was no follow-up there. It's gonna hard sent it.
I mean, Meta full sent it, but no one else really sent at all.
The wall's really good, but it won't be able to get any follow-up. By the looks of things, everyone's able to stay alive. The missiles don't get much value, and an aggro peak is going to take care of Chief. Everyone else will stable. They could maybe go for a touch, but they're just not fast enough. They're going to have to back out and figure out if they're going to bleed any more kills.
Now we have 5 minutes left on the time bank, so it's going to be comfortable. Rare officially pops out Kitsune. I mean, it's tempo, right? There were the members of Lucky Cat who were sort of in a position they hadn't backed up fully. You probably could have killed them without the Kitsu, but you definitely delayed their deaths enough to warrant using an ult.
Well, yes, but now Lucky Cat have ult advantage and can walk out. Like they Ray, what do? You cry.
I mean, yeah, but Moths still have. Moths still have 4 ults.
Yeah, but they don't have enough ults to trade. If we go into a full ult trade fight, unless Daxter just hits 5 people with his ultimate, then I assume it's going to be Lucky Cat who take the victory.
Well, I mean, speaking of ults, Finn has to be very careful to not get shot out of the sky by a Kiriko there. Otherwise, you would no longer have the Ray, so you'd have a problem. Speaking of ults, ELS throwing out one of their own. Unfortunately, it goes a little bit wide there. Not particularly helpful in general. And now, that is just being ignored. Oh, no. Finn actually caught by the downpour, as was Chief, who was fortunately a little more hidden, but Finn needs to take it down. Big problem for Lucky Cat. Has to be a rally from T-Dog to try and keep the engagement honest right now. And that's a Blade comboed up with a grab. Real desperation coming out from Lucky Cat. I mean, they entered the fight with 5 ultimates, and they left the fight with 0 ultimates.
At the end of the day, you get the stop. It's not the end of the world. It's not pretty, though. Realistically, you didn't need the blade, in my opinion.
There's an overclock.
Yeah, an overclock is a threat, but it's not just like the fight winner that maybe like a Kitsu would end up being. So you can absolutely make do if you are Lucky Cat. And most importantly, you've got the defense, you've got the stop, you're burning the time off the bank. It's not the end of the world for you.
Yeah, but also, I mean, speaking of a fight-winning ult, Rare is now also 10% away from the Kitsune rush. Chief, very careful, young man. You have to not go down for that. Even if you aren't getting the kills here, which you definitely are if you're Zoe, there's no issues there. You have also bought time for Ren to get this Kitsune rush up and over, and that's going to be uncontested now. Toss that out onto the point, and there's really nothing that Meta can do to deal with all that aggression, you know? You get your bubbles every 10 seconds, well now you have a hazard in Kitsu rush who can slash you every 3 seconds. What's the issue?
Look at the time bank here, and it's it's only a little bit slower than what Lucky Cat had going into the last phase of the map. You know, unfortunately, Lucky Cat's first point defense and second point defense, realistically, coming back to bite them a little bit. They only find 1.5 stops on both, and that does mean that this last point is going to be where the going gets really, really rough for them. Finn's back on the Ana, figures there's very little chance of being punished in the backline, and there's a great counter to that hazard. But also, there could be a light. Oh my god, Finn! Just slapped and murdered ZLS in the background. That pulse got no value.
High risk, high reward here, and it's definitely rewarding Lucky Cat for the time being to play this double flex. Honestly, that fight was scary because Moths were able to, you know, scale their way onto the truck near the front of the map. But now they have so much distance to cover. Yes, you can sort of go down some side alleys on this point, but it's still very tricky to actually close this distance onto the Zen Ana.
Indeed. Chief, under a bit of screws on Ace, and you're losing Fairy Tail. That's kind of suck. They cleanse and beat to get Daxis out alive, and even that might not work out, but a Railgun will do the job, just peeling him out. A necessary shot from Zoe.
Yeah, not just necessary, but possibly like a fight-winning, possibly even a map-winning shot there, right? That shot doesn't come through, there's a chance Dactis goes down, you don't have your tank in the fight, and now there's a problem. But no, you're looking very pretty here. Dactis is hidden, has the ultimate to work with, so can turn this point into an absolute death trap here. But speaking of death traps, we're going to have a grab comboed up with a blade as well. No C9
Dactis has to die
through here. Yeah, you have to take the tank out, but that is going to happen, and the spawns are infinitely better for Lucky Cat here, but I am on the edge of my seat right now.
Better
I may not
spawns.
sound it because I'm very tired, but I am.
Yeah, better spawns coming through for Lucky Cat. That's the only reason they're still in this game. But because of that, they now have a higher time bank. They are at a relatively comfortable spot, all things considered. All they need to do is get past this overclock, and considering they've got both support ults for it, this should be, maybe not, you know, child's play, but they should be able to get it done.
Yeah, an engage came out there from Dactis and ZLS. Unsure who it was on to, but Throw was there with Bo regardless. Now, I mean, the Transcendence comes out at the perfect time to counteract Zoe's overclock. I had a feeling that Meta would have been dead to rights without it. Nice pulse from ZLS, but
no support's alive for Lucky Cat. But no, they just tested me.
It's a numbers game. It's a numbers game, and the numbers aren't lying. They're in the favor of Lucky Cat right now.
Minute and a half left to go. Moths will be able to charge into support ults, probably. Anything else is going to be borderline impossible. They swap over this double flex. They're trying to exploit the backline of Lucky Cat, and that is definitely a possibility. Kido, sorry, making a swap over to the Brig, one of his more favored heroes, to try and survive the pressure.
Yeah, that is also mirroring the Zarya as well. He's going to start to fight at an inherent disadvantage. Zero charge compared to how much Meta has in the bank. And again, the Sim 1 trick does it again. Is Mei another silly hero? Yes, absolutely. But a silly hero that could, you know, one-tap you from across the map. So how about that? A nano boost from Thrower here. Sorry, I thought it was onto Thrower. It was actually onto the Mei to stabilize. Now we got 30 seconds left on the clock for Moths to contend with.
And because that fight didn't go long enough, because they didn't get into the proper brawl phase of the map, then Moths weren't able to really charge close enough to their ultimates. If this fight goes very long, then maybe those supports will be there. If not, then Lucky Cat can just go first with their Blizzard, with their Blade, force a really late touch. And what a pick from Thrower!
I mean, yeah, where's your Tracer in the fight? Where's your damage now? The Rhine? Your Rhine is not going to do a damn thing in this fight because you're going to have bladed. Oh my lord. Meta's just come up clutch at the very end. It's a 3v5 situation. This is horrible. This is an awful spot for the Moths to be in. Yeah, I don't really know the idea of the Rhine swap at the end there, but ultimately it was ineffectual. Lucky Cat ult bank was a bit too much at the end of the day, and in a 5-match banger of a series, they're going to win this out. It's day 1, match 1, and right now Lucky Cat are looking like number 1.
That was amazing. What a series. I mean, I didn't expect it to go that close, but when all is said and done, it's Lucky Cat who end up winning out this 3-2-0. Being asked if I want an interview? Absolutely I do. Absolutely I do. And also, I've got to say, by the way, our observer has to go in like a minute. So thanks to you guys for closing it out in time. Again, one more shout out to MI Blizzard, who's been the absolute goat for helping out with the observing today. Otherwise, I'd have to do it, and I can't observe to save my fucking life. So that was awesome. So again, thanks to you.
When you say observe, do you mean in the Overwatch sense or like the metaphysical, like observe the world?
Both really. Just in general. I'm gonna join we're gonna join a voice call, and we're gonna drag you in as well. So I'll send you an invite. Wait.
Thank you.
And I'll see you in a little bit. What's up, folks?
What's
up? Yeah, but before we get started, we're gonna invite Egg to the Ruiner because he was there with me. And we're gonna invite.
Let's
We're gonna
go.
invite my guy.
We got a star-studded commentary line.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, how are we doing, folks? How was that?
Hector.
Feeling good.
Feeling good.
Because that was pretty shice, no?
That was fun. We figured it out halfway through. We weren't aware that you could ban the same hero twice. They banned Sim twice.
You
What
can
the hell?
ban the same hero and the same role. It's the.
I think you can ban the same role as well. It doesn't let me ban anything.
yeah.
But I was just not doing
There's no
it.
restriction on it.
There's no restrictions on you can ban whatever you want.
Yeah.
No,
Oh my
I'm
god.
just banning Hazard every map. I'm just banning Hazard every map from now on. It's over.
Okay, that's.
And
They
they
can
can
ban,
ban
like, you
like
could do
Sim
that.
every map. Yeah, it's literally.
Yeah,
literally
I mean,
possible. Like,
crazy.
Our bans are
I
actually
feel
so
like
bad.
I feel like we should ban Monkey still now on some points.
Yeah, maybe Monkey. Maybe it's Monkey.
I feel like Monkey's
bans.
better on Escort. Like I feel like Monkey fucks us more than that.
Yeah, we can't do Hazard. I feel like
Yeah.
decently well. He's just a bit OP. But...
So
Yeah,
why go so close then? I mean, talk to me about that.
They're good.
Well, the match or.
Yeah, the match.
Yeah, they were pretty good to be
Yeah.
fair.
They're good. We warmed up a bit, but.
Oh, you know they only
they
they
did.
only got 3 kills on Flashpoint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know
you
what
just
happened.
kinda
Yeah.
rolled them.
We smoked them.
I
I'm
think
not
the
gonna
ball
lie,
was like not the
against
one for
that
them,
ball,
or
I just all my attention was on that ball.
yeah.
Like I was just looking at him.
I think when all is said and done, the ball had like 3.9k damage. Literally, just like
He had 1 mines that entire round.
It was 1 mines.
Like, we were calling mines for like 2 points.
No, it was literally 1 minefield. Because our observer was like, "This is the first mines on point 3 when you guys were about to win." That
He kept saying they have pulse, and then
Yeah.
Chief's like, they do not have pulse.
Yeah, the Mercy was. Yeah, that was interesting. What do you think, like, the turning point of that was? Because obviously we could say, like, okay, well, the maps you won, that would be the obvious one, but was there, like, a specific moment that you think the series turned around?
I think we just figured out our Juno Brig Zarya comp, honestly.
Mm.
Like, it's much more like
Yeah.
we've played a lot before of the like Zen Ana Zarya into like Hazard, and we play very slow, and we play for the long fights. But like the Juno Brig variant, you want to play more brawly, and I need to get in there a bit more basically. And like I think
We haven't-
but basically backline needs to walk up with the Zarya because
Yeah.
so backline is playing very split. Like
We didn't
but
get to
I know on
scrim
Esperanza, I
since
played very-
yeah,
sometimes I felt like
since the
I
tournament.
I think it was like a dogfight to
Yeah.
the end. Like it wasn't
Yeah.
really a turning. I think
No, I think we
played well.
turned it
but, like,
around.
like last map was still really close. We had 4 minutes the whole.
We
the
basically we
one,
didn't
and
get
it
to
was-
scrim since whatever it's called
It's scary.
OWCS. Well, we tried to scrim yesterday and they fucking cancelled after like 2 matches or something.
Oh, they
So,
didn't like your
but,
swag.
and we're like, we've only just played like the Ana Zion. We just play really slow, so it's like trying to play a different comp. We're figuring it out. But like, yeah, I think we figured it out partway through.
Yeah, glad to hear. Oh yeah, more important question actually. Kiro, why do you got streamer mode on? It makes it so awkward.
Oh,
You
did tell me to turn
rat.
off. I've had it on because I've been like I don't know.
I'll remind you next time then.
Because he's the
Yeah.
GOAT.
So you didn't say Key Daddy then? Is that what...
No, I didn't. I
There
said
are
Kiro
no
half the time, and half the
people
time like whatever your stream mode was.
Okay.
'Cause it's like
I
constant
forgot I have
reset,
it on
yeah.
to be honest. Like I've got it
Ah.
off for myself, you know.
Yeah. No, it's off for me as well. You
Yeah,
gotta add
it's
them
off
as
for-
a
I got it off
friend.
for friends. Basically.
Yeah.
You gotta add them in game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like when I int on ranked, basically, I don't want people like remembering my name, you know.
So just don't
That's,
int then, smile.
Well, it's easier said than done, isn't it?
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, I guess closing words then before I end stream. What are we thinking?
I don't know.
Damn, you got no thoughts. Okay, remember Warwick
Let's
Angels
go.
tomorrow. We've
Zero
got
thoughts in these
whatever the
guys.
fuck.
Oh yeah,
Draft
yes,
tournament.
We do have
The finale.
tournament.
Me and Egda.
draft
Other people as
Oh,
well.
Shit, we do. Oh fuck, I almost forgot.
7 p.m. on YouTube.
there.
Warwick
Yes.
Angels chat.
Yes.
I literally confirmed it today, and I still.
Isn't it
forgot
like
I
when
had
the
it
when the
notified.
Overwatch League started streaming on YouTube and they lost all their viewers?
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
So
the
it
reason we're
reminds me
doing it
of
on YouTube
Warwick
is 'cause
Angels
it's
YouTube.
unmutable. It's unmutable, so
Yeah.
we're putting it on
Exactly.
YouTube.
And then the
Nah,
other
fair.
thing is we've got the Horrocks and Captain Prash guest star on Wednesday, so tune in for that as well.
Wait, what's that?
Wait, we've got a FACEIT matchup so between 2 British main supports, so I thought I'd get more British main supports to guest star. It's Yukino v Sour. It's